Hey everyone, it's luvstar. Welcome back to my channel. I am wearing so many bracelets. I'm going to take these off so you're not listening to rattling the whole time. This is how many I was wearing. Anyways, so today I wanted to do a bit of a different video. I wanted to actually do a character design video, and my theme was actually LPS. So, if you guys don't know, I'm sure most of you do, because they're pretty popular. This is one of my only LPS. Currently, I have two, and they're basically just cute little animal toys that were really popular back in the day. So I used to have a very big collection of LPS, and I actually had a LPS YouTube channel that I started back in 2014, and it actually did really well. I had a few videos that got over 1 million views, so I guess I was quite the LPS celebrity. I'm just kidding, but yeah, so I did have an LPS channel, and they were like my freaking passion back in the day. Honestly, I started to get into video making because of my LPS, because I love to just like tell stories through them and like make all these different characters, and that definitely kind of like you know, it evolved over time to my love for like drawing and my actual OCs that I have now, and like all the lore and writing I do based off of them. So yeah, they're pretty much like the starting point to like, I guess, my entire life interest and even this YouTube channel, of course. So that channel isn't around anymore, but I did have it for a few years, and yeah, it was great. So I've always had a love for LPS when I was, you know, a young kid, and I grew out of them. So I recently sold most of my LPS. I only have two, this tiny cat because it reminds me of my cat Chloe, and I have my first LPS, which is my little turtle. So today I wanted to do a LPS to human like character design video, so that's what you're going to be watching on the screen as I'm talking with you guys. So I decided to do this LPS, which is a really pretty like brown and blonde short hair cat with beautiful blue eyes. I never had this LPS, but I had a lot of short hairs because I love cats. But yeah, this one is one that I've never had, but I really wanted to draw her as a human and kind of make a character out of her, because there's just something about this LPS that gives me really like warm vibes. I guess she just looks so sweet and chill, and I really love the color palette. I love her little hair swoop, obviously. Like, I'm a big fan of freaking like emo hair and hair side parts, so I really like her hair. And that's probably one of the main reasons I chose to do her. This challenge is super simple. If you want to choose your own LPS and just make your own OC based off of them and kind of like what vibe and character traits you get by looking at an LPS, I think it's a super fun challenge for artists, especially ones who are, you know, specializing in character design, because it's a great like character design exercise. You get to design a new character just based off of one little animal toy. It's pretty fun actually, and since LPS are such creatively designed toys, like especially the earlier generations of them, all of the LPS are so unique and so different, super cool looking, and you can like really tell the personality of an LPS sometimes just based off of like how they look, which I think is super cool. So I originally wanted to do 2 LPS for this video, which was this cat and a seal, which I've also never had before. I was just looking on Pinterest for cute LPS, and I wanted to do kind of like a mermaid, but like a seal maid, right? So I had this whole idea for this other character, but I'm gonna save that for another video, because I just wanted to see if you guys were interested in this whole concept in the first place, and also because the first one took me so much time and I just really wanted to get this video out, not spend like a month on it. So yeah, I decided to just stick with one for this video. But yeah, I am super happy with how she came out, and I got a few different like character traits that I started to like imagine about her. So the character traits that I came up with is, well, one, I wanted to make her nerdy and kind of like, you know, a little geek, a little bit of like a book person. So I also really wanted to do a 2000s style for her fashion and kind of like her time period, I guess. So, you know, like 2012, that was like my vibe, right? Really wanted to hone in on that like nostalgic 2010s era or whatever. So Yeah, that's honestly because I really love that era in time, which you guys can probably tell. So I wanted to do something a little bit more nostalgic. I mean, not super far back in the past. It's only been 1 decade ago. But yeah, still something that's a little bit, you know, nostalgic for a lot of us, especially if you're like around my age. I also wanted to make her a music lover, so she you know, has her little headphones in and listens to music. And she likes music because it inspires her writing. So I made her a writer, or like an author, or an aspiring author. I imagine her to be pretty young in this, you know, version of herself. So, you know, she's an aspiring author. She loves to write and make stories, and music really inspires her work. So that was my little backstory for her. I didn't really flesh her out that much. This was honestly more just about the actual like visual character and kind of how I can portray the traits of an LPS as a person. I also gave her kind of like a shy but friendly personality, so that goes in with her being pretty nerdy. So she, you know, she's not like the most talkative person, she's pretty quiet, but she's a happy and friendly person, and I think I really captured like her personality in her face. I've drawn like a full body and a portrait of her, and I made her just look very like pleasant and happy in both of them because she gives me that vibe. And the last, but I think the most important trait that I gave her was life is strange vibes. So I'm gonna try not to go into a whole like side tangent about this, but if you guys don't know, Life is Strange is a really awesome game, and it's like a story-driven game, so you play in episodes, and it's like, oh gosh, what is this genre called? I don't know. I've actually never played it myself. I've only watched other people play it on YouTube. But it is one of my favorite games of all time. Like ones that I've never even played before, but I still count it because I've like re-watched the playthroughs of it like already I think 3 times, maybe 4, and I love it. It's such a beautiful game, and I don't want to go into like a whole tangent about like what the game's about, but if you guys don't know about Life is Strange and you kind of vibe with this character, maybe you should go check it out because it's a really awesome game. It's beautiful. It's a very like compelling and beautiful story and world, and the atmosphere and the like mood and theme of the story and the world of that game is so amazing, and it very, very much gives me like a nostalgic not cozy, maybe like kind of like a nostalgic vibe for a place that you've never really been to before, but like that you kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit hard to explain, I guess, but it's like a distant melancholic type of nostalgia. But yeah, it's a really nice game, and I wanted to kind of make her fit into that universe. Well, besides her being a cat girl, I did give her cat ears and stuff because she's the LPS cat. But besides that, I wanted to make her fit into that universe, so, you know, she's, I can imagine her being probably like a college student, and, you know, just like coming into her personality and her like interests and starting her new chapter in life, and she lives in this small town and just, you know, is just this small town girl. I don't know, just like totally going with this Life is Strange thing now. But yeah, I was really inspired by the atmosphere of that game for her, and that just made this character so much more fun to draw and design because I really had that awesome like connection and connotation to her with Life is Strange, and it made me like her a lot more because I love that game. It's so amazing, and yeah, I just when I was drawing her, I was just like thinking like about the game and like imagining all the scenes and like the music. Oh my gosh, the music is so relaxing and such a joy to listen to. So she probably listens to that sort of music, you know, very chill indie music? I don't know. I don't listen to indie, but maybe that's what Life is Strange music is. But yeah. So that was the main characteristic that inspired my design for her. So a lot of my references for this was actually just screenshots and artwork from the game, especially like the colors, the moody lighting that game has creates a lot of warmth into the color palette. So I really wanted to make her colors, you know, a little bit muted but still warm. So I gave her a lot of pink and warm white and gray tones. So yeah, because like her actual fur, well, fur and hair, like in her ears and stuff, it's really warm just from her original LPS version. When I see her color scheme in her LPS version, I just think of Life is Strange because of the warm color palette. So yeah, when I made that connection to be like, oh, I should you know, make her design be inspired by Life is Strange, I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect because the colors are so on point. So yeah, then I just really went for it. I literally referenced like a screenshot of the main character Max playing her guitar as my main like color references. So yeah, and I also referenced like, well, the outfits were unrelated, but I wanted to give her like the same type of style that the main characters in Life is Strange has, which is like contemporary fashion, but still very like simple, but still like stylish. And I think it matches pretty well. She does have a little bit more like, I guess, of a preppy style, I suppose, because, you know, she has like the skirt and the tights and like the thigh highs and whatever, but, you know, I think it just matches her personality, and I think it still fits. You know, she's unique in her own way, but she still would fit into the universe, ignoring the fact that she's a cat person, but you know, besides that. But yeah, of course I wanted to keep her cat ears and tail because she's an LPS, so it just makes sense. But yeah, I also, so when I was, you know, completing her like reference sheet, I started to add a few details. I actually traced the LPS like figurine and then kind of drew like my own version of the LPS figure. And I drew my own style of eyes, which I think looks so cute. So tell me what you think about my version of the LPS, like the actual LPS itself, because I think it looks so adorable. I want to draw more LPS now. They were so cute. And I also gave her a little journal where her writing would be, and I wrote LPS there. Duh. And I also wrote Life is Beautiful on the top of her page because honestly it was a nod to Life is Strange, obviously, but I wanted to write Life is Beautiful because Life is Strange is a beautiful game, and when I think of Life is Strange, I think of like the simple beauty of life. Even when shit is going down in Life is Strange, it's still so beautiful, and it kind of makes you like appreciate the world for what it is, even when things are happening, you know, that aren't so great. So yeah, and I kind of imagine this character to be really in tune with that message, like to see the world for its beauty, and like, you know, I just thought it was a sweet, positive message. We need more positivity, so wanted to include that there. A funny thing I'll mention though is that when I was drawing her, I was considering for a little bit to actually make her kind of more of like a furry. I'm not like super into drawing furries, but I have this like particular style of furries that I'm pretty into. That I am quite fond of, which is kind of like this more like cutesy type of furries. I don't know exactly what they're called. I think they're called like kenomis or kenomimis or something of the sort. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. I don't know anything about furries, but I really love those like cutesy style ones that are like a little bit more anime-like, I guess. So I draw those a little bit here and there, and I was considering to make her as one of those type of furries and kind of like hone into her like more animal characteristics, I guess. But then I decided to just kind of stick with the cat girl, like humanoid type of character, because it's just something that I'm more used to. And I had that idea already like halfway in, and I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't just scrap everything and start again. But yeah, I would consider, like, if I do another like LPS that's like a cat or a dog or something, I would probably try to do it as a furry, just to try something new. I just don't draw furries that much, and I would like to draw them more because they're pretty cool. But yeah, the next character I plan to do is my little seal LPS. Well, it's not mine, I don't have it, but you know. And then I think after that, if you guys want to make this kind of like a mini series where we draw LPSs, I can do like a little poll on my community tab and let you guys pick the next LPS to draw. So yeah, I think that would be a super fun way to just make new designs. And I honestly don't design new characters all that much, even though, you know, I do consider myself to be a character designer in like the art specialty, you know, like one of my art specialties is character design because I do it a lot for my OCs. And the only thing with that is of course I don't really have that many opportunities to do it outside of that. And I think it's like a good training, you know, to just like pick an object or like an animal or something, or an LPS in this case, and just like see what you can make out of that and make a new character, develop them, and like see how far you can get. And yeah, so I really like this as an exercise and it's super fun. So I totally recommend you guys give this a try. You can do whatever you want. You could pick like a plushie or something, like just pick an object or whatever you want and just like make a character out of it. I think it's super fun. And yeah, so that is gonna be it for this video. It was, you know, pretty short, nothing too fancy, but let me know what you guys think of this character, and do you like how she turned out? What would you add if you were to draw this LPS? Would you do anything differently? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. I'm also going to put this character up for adoption on my OC Adopt section of my website, which will be linked down below. So if you want to own this design for yourself, you can do that. So give this lovely girl a new home if you so wish. That's why I didn't give her a name, is because I plan to put her up for adoption because she's not related to my OC lore in any way, so I thought, you know, it'd be best to give her to someone else. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more of these LPS redesigns in the future, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you all next time.